Today we're going to be talking about some of the myths and misconceptions and misunderstandings surrounding witchcraft. I think some things are born out of fear from religions and people who fear the unknown, and witchcraft is kind of mysterious. So I think some things are sort of out of that fear. Some of these myths come out of, for some reason, I feel like some witches want to act as gatekeepers and keep other people out, and I'm not really sure what the reasoning behind that is, but I think some of these myths come from that. And then some of them are things that we tell ourselves, just things that make that we feel inadequate for whatever reason, and so we feel like we're not good enough, so we tell these myths about things that will make us feel more like witches. So there's a whole bunch of different things we're going to talk about, but I just want to make sure we are all on the same page. Some of these other myths that we've heard, and actually I've heard asked in this group as well, or in my personal email. I've gotten these questions before, so I just wanted to just clear the air. We're all here, and this will be an opportunity for all of us to kind of get on the same page about some of these myths. And of course there are different perspectives even when it comes to these things, so this is my understanding of witchcraft. The next one is that you do not have to do what everyone else is doing. And this one also kind of goes along with the previous two, that you don't have to buy everything, that you don't have to be Instagram ready. But basically, if you're not interested in crystals and everyone's telling you that you have to have crystals, you don't have to. You can do what calls to you. You don't have to learn to read tarot if you don't want to. You don't have to make a book of shadows. You can keep a digital book of shadows if you would prefer. That's what I used to do until sort of recently I started actually writing things down, just as a personal choice. But you don't have to write things down physically. You can type them on a computer if you're more connected with that. You don't have to do it in the way that other people do it. It can be a recipe book of spells. It can be just a daily journal, and that could be your book of shadows. It can be anything that you want to do. Just because someone else is doing it, just because someone has a fancy incense burner or has 2 black cats or a beautiful herb garden, if you're not interested in any of those things, you do not have to have them, because your magic is yours. You get to do what you want to make your... Witchcraft should be something that enhances your life, not something that makes you feel like you're inadequate or you're not doing something correctly. So if you're feeling inadequate, then just let go of the need to please everyone else and do what makes your soul happy. Recognize that your magic comes from yourself, and get yourself into that magical mindset through what makes you feel magical, not what makes someone else feel magical, if that makes sense. So that one kind of goes along with the other ones, but again, you can be a witch with crystals or a witch without crystals. You can be a witch with herbs, you can be a witch without herbs. Whatever you want to do is your practice.